The smell of smoke still haunts me. That day, I wasn't wearing my uniform. I was just a sister, an aunt, driving home from grocery shopping when I saw the fire. A silver sedan was parked by the community playground, flames crawling up the side like a living thing. And inside, a little girl, my niece, Lily. Her hands were pressed against the window. Her lips formed a soundless scream as the fire grew, heat shimmering around her. For a split second, my brain refused to believe what I was seeing. Then instinct took over. I dropped the groceries, sprinted toward the car, yelling for help. The handle burned my hand when I grabbed it. Locked. Every door. Locked. I pounded on the glass with everything I had, screaming her name. "Lily, hold on, baby, hold on!" The world around me blurred, neighbors shouting, someone dialing 911, the air thick with smoke and fear. I could hear the engine sputtering, the hiss of something breaking inside. I looked at Lily's eyes, wild, terrified, and I swore I'd get her out. A man from the corner house ran over with a fire extinguisher, but it barely slowed the flames. The heat drove us back, the windows fogging with black smoke. And in that chaos, I heard something. A voice behind me, a woman yelling, "It's her fault! She shouldn't have been in there!" I turned. Karen, the HOA president, clipboard still in her hand. Her expression? Cold. Self-righteous. Like she'd just enforced another rule. That was the moment I realized what she'd done. She had locked the car, my niece's car. Later, I'd learned she thought the child didn't belong in the community lot, thought Lily was trespassing. She didn't know I was a police commander. She didn't know she'd just turned a petty grudge into a nightmare. But that day, none of that mattered. Because I was watching my niece, trapped, crying, dying, and I couldn't reach her. The fire truck's siren cut through the air. Time fractured into glass-sharp moments. Firefighters shattered the window, dragging Lily out, limp. Her small arm burned, skin blistered from the heat. I fell to my knees beside her. She wasn't breathing. I pressed my hands to her chest, whispering her name. "Come on, baby, please. 1 second, 2. Then, a cough. A broken, beautiful cough. Her lungs fought back. They rushed her to the hospital, sirens echoing through the night. And I followed, heart pounding, clothes covered in soot, mind frozen somewhere between rage and prayer. The next days blurred together. Doctors said Lily had severe smoke inhalation, second-degree burns, but she was alive. Alive. I sat by her bed every night, her small hand wrapped in mine, listening to the monitors beep like steady heartbeats of hope. Sometimes she'd open her eyes, just for a second, and whisper, "Aunt Sarah, was it my fault?" Those words broke me more than any scream. How do you tell a child that cruelty can wear the face of authority? Karen was arrested that same night. The evidence was clear. The neighbor's doorbell cam caught everything, her taking the car keys, pressing the lock, walking away as the smoke started. No remorse, no hesitation. The case went viral. Headlines everywhere. HOA president endangers disabled child. But to me, it wasn't a headline. It was personal. At the trial, I sat just a few feet away from the woman who'd nearly killed my niece. Karen looked smaller then, tired, pale, her once perfect hair now dull and tangled. When the judge, "Read the charges, reckless endangerment, child abuse, arson," she trembled. And for the first time I saw fear in her eyes. Lily testified too. Her voice shook, but her words didn't. She told me I was making the neighborhood look bad. Then she locked me in the car. You could hear a pin drop. Even the judge's pen stopped moving. Karen was sentenced to 10 years. The courtroom erupted in whispers, some saying it was too harsh, others saying it wasn't enough. But justice isn't about numbers. It's about peace, and I thought I'd finally found mine. Years passed. Lily healed, mostly. The scars on her arms faded, but the nightmares didn't. Sometimes she'd wake up screaming, thinking the walls were on fire. But she never let it define her. By 17, she was volunteering at the burn ward that once held her. By 24, she became a doctor, a trauma specialist, helping others rise from the ashes the way she did. And me? I stayed in the force. But every time I passed a car with tinted windows, I'd feel that old panic crawl up my chest. You never really forget the sound of your loved one trapped behind glass. Then, one ordinary morning, fate came full circle. Lily called me from the hospital where she worked. Her voice was calm, steady. "Aunt Sarah," she said, "we brought in a patient from a fire. Her name's Karen." For a second, I couldn't breathe. She continued. "I was the attending doctor. She didn't recognize me." There was silence between us, long and heavy. Then Lily whispered, "I helped save her." Tears filled my eyes. Not from anger, but from something far greater. Forgiveness. Karen recovered. And a few months later, she wrote Lily a letter, shaky handwriting full of regret. She said the years in prison had stripped her pride away, forced her to face herself. She ended it with one line: "You showed me mercy I didn't deserve." I'll carry that forever. Sometimes I still walk past that playground where it all happened. The asphalt's been repaved, the trees are taller, but if you look closely, you can still see a faint mark on the curb, a scorch that never fully faded. That's how life works. The scars don't disappear. They just stop hurting. Lily once told me, "Aunt Sarah, the fire didn't destroy me. It showed me how strong I could be." And I believe her, because in the end, it wasn't the fire that defined our story. It was the love that came after it. If you're still watching, tell me where you're from. And remember, kindness costs nothing, but it can save a life.